All you folks back on the Bossman show, friend of the show, Coach Talvin Hester, Louisiana Tech Bulldogs out of Conference USA. T. Hester, how you doing, my good brother?
Man, I'm doing good. And you?
I'm great, man. Got to have you on the show, man. See you've been doing your thing, getting these wins, my good, putting them one and going 1-0 these last few weeks here, my good guy.
That's the goal, man. 1-0 and keep it going and keep the guys focused. We got a good group. We got an older group this year. Um, and we got some players out there. I told the community they'd be excited to see. And we're just playing well at this moment.
And T. Hester, man, I'm gonna ask you this, man, for you. What's been the biggest growth in your program year one to year two, especially with the NIL stuff out here, the transfer portal, trying to build something solid in this new environment we have in college sports right now?
It's hard. I don't think anybody has the recipe for it. Just trying to live day by day. I mean, I was blessed that, the players that we have, pretty much most of them I had some connection to in some way, form, or fashion. But that doesn't do anything for me going forward, we're just going to try to keep recruiting the guys we recruit. Um, Hopefully we can sell them that we've treated the kids that we have the right way. We've challenged them. We've coached them hard. We've loved on them. We put them in good situations. And hopefully somebody else will say, I like what they're doing down there. And then we'll keep getting kids like that.
No doubt, man. And also it helps going 10-5 in non-league play. And I know you want to challenge your guys are not in non-league play. Let's talk about that schedule going 10-5 in non-league and ready to get ready to go in Conference USA, which we know as tough as can be is already.
I really wanted to know who we were before we got to Conference USA. And no disrespect to any team, but I didn't want to have a crazy record, and we get to Conference USA and we ain't winning no games. I wanted to challenge ourselves with some teams I felt like if they were in our league would finish at the top. And we did that. We went on the road. We had some home games and some games that were tough at home, but then we went on the road and we challenged ourselves. And the road is hard. We won a couple of them. Then we went through a stretch where we didn't win. We didn't win a few. But then we came home and we figured it out. And then we went on the road and won a couple more. So I think that we put ourselves in a situation going to Seattle, going to Colorado State, going to New Mexico, Grand Canyon, St. Louis. Stephen F. Austin was a really tough game on the road that we were prepared when we got to conference. Hopefully we can continue what we're doing now.
And man, speaking of adversity, man, you bounced back from 4 out of 5. They were close games of like, man, you could have won them games, man. So I think it's good in a way because you can tell your guys execute in these late game situations. We win these games and we can correct these errors now, and I have happened February and March. So I think I know it sucked, and in the moment it sucked, but looking back on it, you see it's a way to build that callus for this time of year now.
Yeah, no doubt. I think what people have lost, especially in this era of portal, I got 8 new guys there. Some people, I just played a team that had 13 new guys. People still need to learn how to win. We play in an era where I can go watch, 100 AAU teams this summer, and it's not about winning, it's about recruitment. And the kids got a game at 5, they get beat by 70 at 2. They got a game at 5, they get beat by 60 at 5, they got a game at 8. And nobody's learning how to win. And so then you have some kids that have been at places where their statistics have been great, but they haven't won. And so what we try to do is teach people how to win together. And it took a while, but I felt like this team's attitude, this mentality was right. They didn't hang their head. They felt like we could get better. They felt like they left something on the table, which made practice better. And once it made practice better, we can learn from it and grow.
No doubt, T. Hester. And talk about practicing with film as well. I feel like film is something very important. I know a lot of guys. I like film, I like analytics too. So about trying to marry those two things with analytics and looking at it on the film as well, and trying to marry it to when you're on the court as well. So remember we talked about it in our scout. So checking the scout to the game court. About how important it is having the roster you have and having guys who have played ball before as well.
No doubt, we're big on the numbers. I mean, the truth is, men and women lie, but numbers don't. So we try to use our analytics to our favor in our scouting. We watch a lot of video before every practice, not just game video. We watch video of just being better people. We watch video preparation, being better players. Anything that I think motivationally can help these guys become men. We'll watch a little bit, a couple clips before practice, and then we'll go out and practice and try to carry our practice, our film work to the floor. I don't want to watch film last night and then we go practice and they've had sleep and conversations and problems at home. We do it right before practice. Sometimes we do it coming in right after practice. And then throughout the day, guys are stopping in and wanting to watch film. But that's a mature group that's doing that. So I'm proud of this group. Got a lot more work to do. I tell them every day in a respectful way, we've done nothing yet. Stay together, stay hungry, and we can be special.
And so talk about Isaiah Crawford, man. What he's meant to your program on and off the floor, man.
He's a rare, dying breed of player. In the era of the portal, in the era of NIL, he chose to stay at Louisiana Tech. There was people pulling at him. He could go here, he could go high major, he could go this, but he got a solid foundation at home. And they said, look, we got everything we need right there. He stayed and he's been locked in. He's a likable guy. So all he wanted was to have players that he felt could help him win. And I felt like we went out and got some players that could help him win. And he's been dynamic since then. He's been leading by example. He's a quiet guy if you know him. Doesn't really show emotion. Favorite player, Kawhi Leonard. He swears he plays just like him. I say I don't know if you play like Kawhi, you don't defend like Kawhi, but he's a versatile player. He said something on the interview the other day. They talked about he might be one of the best two-way players in the country, which I could agree. But he said in basketball you got to play two ways. I don't know another way. You don't get to go down and play offense and not play D. And so that's his mentality, and we've benefited from having him.
No doubt, man. And like you said, for a young man at his age, you understand that that I play the other end of the floor, man, it's so important because you and I both know defense travels. And if you
And
can, because every Sunday there's gonna be a few nights a year where that ball ain't going in the hole. But what can you? You can stop them getting the ball in the hole too. And then getting out of transition, it makes them happen now. Or getting down here when the jump shot is not falling. So them to realize that already, man. Testament to that young.
no doubt. Well, that was our struggle on the road. We tried to go win games offensively sometimes on the road, and I think we got up to being on Ken Palm, a top 20 defense in the country. Uh, and then we dropped. But then we got it back down. Conference play started. We've been really good after our first conference game. Holding team's field goal percentage down. We were absolutely awful against New Mexico State in the first half offensively. But my message in the locker room was, guys, I'm not frustrated with our offense. I'm frustrated that we let them score about 6 to 8 points that they didn't deserve to get based on us not doing what we're supposed to do. If they earned them, I'd give it to them. But we gave them those points. And so we came back out in the second half. The ball started falling. And I was pretty excited because I feel like they're a physically tough, hard-playing team, well coached. And we were able to come out with a victory, and I was pretty excited about that. We hung our hat on the defense end. We are what we emphasize, and so I think we're going in the right direction.
And also you hitting the glass too, T. Hester, because you know and I both know as well. If you don't rebound the ball, that's not open. You can defend the rep for 29 seconds. You don't get the rebound, you got to do it all over again. So they ain't over to get that rebound. And so you talk about getting them rebounds, man. You're not transition that way. Easy offense before the defense gets set, man.
We struggled rebounding last year. It was one of the emphasis we put on this season. We were absolutely awful. I thought our first shot defense last year was pretty good for the most part, but we never got the rebound. Teams would just crush us on the glass. Then we gave up 20 offensive rebounds in a game last year. It was just in a game we were up 8 with 3 minutes to go. If we could just secure half of those and give ourselves a chance to win, but it was an emphasis. But to be really honest with you, along with emphasize, we got Daniel Bacho. and when you get a big guy, a 6'11" guy that can go in there and average a double-double and pretty much clean up everybody's first miss, then it's left to the other guys to get the scraps. He's down there taking them from them. And so he's helped out a lot. Everybody always talks about coaching is not about the X and O's, about the Jims and Joes. Well, here at Louisiana Tech, we say the ISOs and Bachos, because that's two of our players that we got. And they help. They make us look great. They make it on days that I'm bad, they're great. And so they help us. So I appreciate them for that.
No doubt, man. And also, man, limit turnovers too. We want to limit them as well so they don't get out run out on us as well. So Talk about that, man. Like trying to take care of the ball, make sure the ball, making right decisions with the ball, not taking those bad shots, avalanche turnovers as well. So making sure that we're doing the right things offensively as well, for us making the right play, not making them be live balls. So we
Yeah,
can
well,
be on defense.
that's important in Conference USA because UTEP turns people over. I think they're number one in the country at turning people over. I want to say FIU is number two in the country. Western Kentucky played the number one pace in the country with 75.7 possessions a game. New Mexico State thrives off turnovers. Like in our league, you got to be good and value the basketball. And so we've tried to do that. We got one of the best assist to turnover guys in the country, Sean Newman at the point, with Isaiah Crawford being able to help bring the ball up at the 3, 4, whatever he is. I don't know. That helps. And then we got guards off the bench that could come in, Jordan Crawford, Jalen Henderson, and those guys that help take care of the ball. Talik Chavez. We've been better at this, and we've struggled at it sometimes. But I always tell them a dead ball turnover is way better than live ball turnover. So if we can stop live ball turnovers and turnover shots, we're going to give ourselves a chance to win.
Man, what you said, and I know you're a little under the weather, but I'll get you out of this one, brother.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm with Bossman right now. What's up with
Yeah, okay. I don't want to book your points too much, man. But yeah, man. Talk about what's this film on FIU, man? I know there's another tough opponent in your the conference, man, and Jeremy's down there fighting for his life down there. So talk about what's on film for FIU, brother.
He actually does a really good job. It's one of the places we've struggled to go, and I say this all the time. It's my worst favorite trip of the year. You'd be like, Miami? What? We go to UTEP and New Mexico State, and we got to go to Lynchburg, Virginia this year for Liberty, and Nashville and Murfreesboro for Middle Tennessee, and Bowling Green, Kentucky for Western Kentucky, Jacksonville, Alabama, and then we go to the sunshine of Miami. You got to keep your team focused. They get down there and they see the palm trees and they think, oh man, they forget that they're there for basketball. So I don't like it in that regard. I want to go there. I want it to be cold and ugly and raining so we can get in the gym, go back to the room, watch some film. So my job is to flip their mentality. Like, look, it's a business trip, guys. We got to stay locked in. But we struggle down there, and I think for many reasons, like his style of play. We were up big last year there, and they came back and won. Their constant pressure on you. Their guards are really good. They got the nation's leading steals, point guard and Dean. They're never out of a game. They can be down 16. They were down 16, I think, at home to UTEP. Came back and won in the last 10, 15 seconds. They're just never out of a game. I tell you what, the job he's done over the years there, I know his non-conference was a struggle, but he came right back in conference and started off 2-1, right at the top of the league. And so, trust me, this is not even a situation where we can take this one lightly because we got to go and be able to steal games on the road. And that's what we're looking to do.
No doubt, man. And what's good about this after this game, you get some days off. So how do you approach that after playing in Florida and Nashville and get your guys once to lose a little healed and kind of do some self-scouting before you have Western Kentucky come to your place on next Wednesday?
Say that one more time.
I was gonna say, how you gonna approach this? With this after playing Jeremy, them you get some days off for
Oh,
us. So
yeah.
just trying to get guys healthy and also some self scouting as you all prepare for Steve Lutz and those boys.
You know what? I'll be really honest. This is where I got to give credit to my staff. I think a lot of people don't talk about their staffs enough. Um, I've been really able to lock in on the opponent at hand and trust because I feel like my staff does a great job scouting. And I've been able to lock in on FIU while my coach that's assigned to Western Kentucky is doing everything he can do to get us prepared for Western Kentucky. And as soon as that Florida International game ends, I will immediately get the film for Western Kentucky, and they're going to hand me my scouting report, and I'll just completely flip it. I'll watch the FIU game, wrap it up, and then I'll just start watching film on the plane on the way back to try to familiarize myself. And then also the last piece of that is trying to get a barometer of my team. Like, how hard did we go? Was it an overtime game? Was our travel taxing? Because we do get West Kentucky at home first. So do we need to take a day where we're light and we're just shooting? I'm trying to mix that in with the scouting report. We had a one-day turnaround for New Mexico State after UTEP, who just pressed us and beat us up. So we didn't go hard. We didn't bang a lot. We got a lot of shooting and a lot of thinking and a lot of walkthrough prep. a lot of free throws and things like that, a lot of film work, and then it was able to work out in our favor. So I got to give credit to my assistants for really being prepared, being good, being thorough in their scouts. That way, when I watch it, I'm really. It hasn't been many times I'm like, oh no, this ain't right. Usually they're dead on in what we need to be prepped for the next game.
No doubt, man. Shout out to Coach coaches doing big things because those dudes really make a difference. I know don't get the headlines you do, but like you say, man, everybody on support staff, assistant coach staff on front of the bench, man, they are so important to how these programs run. Fans, I'll tell y'all the truth.
No doubt, there's great assistants out there. I was one for 20 years. I would hope somebody would say I was getting them prepared, but there's great assistants out there. They do a great job. They're thorough. I know I won't have them long if we keep playing like this. They'll be somewhere blazing their own trail. Hopefully, they want to be head coaches. At least they tell me they do, and they're working towards that now.
Well, I know your daughter will be happy. I had you back on the show again. I know she'll be very happy.
Yeah, we good though.
Yeah, but how is the family though? For you go, how was the family? How they live down in my city of Ruston down there, my good
Man,
brother.
Ruston is good, man. It's great. I'm from the city. I'm from Arlington, Texas. Lived in Houston. Lived in San Jose. Like I've always been from the city. And when I moved here, I fell in love with it, man. My neighbor. It's gonna take me about 3 minutes to get to his front door if I go out my front door. It's gonna be a little bit of a walk, and it's a huge college town to be really honest. In my opinion, we got Grambling State that's 3 miles away from us. Really close with those guys. Coach Jack. Dante, I know you know Jack real well. Real close those guys. Monroe is about 20 minutes. Monroe is about 20 minutes. Those guys are good down there. It's just a place that, the locals here are good, but the school year is better than the summers here, and that's backwards for a lot of people. Everybody waiting for the summer. But you just see the kids around sporting events, supporting both universities. Um, it's just a good place to be, man. If you're all about growth of our youth, if you're all about being around, positive, educated young people, seeing them grow and develop, man, it's a great place to be. And then it's slow motion. I went home. I still, go to Houston frequently from my time when I lived there. And I went there one time recently, and I was watching the news. And when I was watching the news, it was like, oh yeah, the mall, there was a burglary, it was this, it was that, it was this. I was like, I don't miss the city that much, like I done got away from that. And then, traffic to me is if I got to stop at the light twice before I can get through it, where I know you sitting through 5 revolutions on Jimmy Carter, like I'm just saying. And so, so I don't need that in my life anymore. I leave out the door, I'm 15 minutes, I'm anywhere in town.
Yeah, but if I don't leave at the right time, it could be an hour.
Yeah, I lived that life for a long time and I was used to it. I didn't know any different. But when you change and things get slower for you and they get to slow down, it's hard to go back.
Nah, you're right about that, man. Like I said, I went to when I went to Albany State this weekend for homecoming, man. It was like man, this is live down here at Albany State. I ain't to worry about no traffic. It
There's
was
no
like,
traffic. They support the kids. It ain't really much to do. If I was in a different profession or if I coached in a major city, I'd probably just live close to the school. I live close to school so I could just engulf myself with the young people and want to be around. Um, that's what I would do.
and see, has the last night, man, I was at Albany State in Park Atlanta game, boy. That was one of the livest gyms
It was packed.
in a long time. Elf Gymnasium was packing last night, and then you got Fort Valley and Clark on Wednesday. I'm gonna go down to Morehouse and Albany State, so I'm gonna be like, man, look, AU be doing it, bro. Like I went
Boss.
to Tennessee State, I was like, we ain't had this kind of live this Tennessee
Boss.
State.
That's the life I come from. I was an assistant at Texas College when we were in the league with Jarvis Christian and Wiley College. Then my first Division One job was Prairie View A&M. Of course, you know that the SWAC. And so that was the life I came from. I know exactly what you're talking about. I got VHS tapes for proof.
Yeah, I had a blast last night, Coach. I had a blast. I said, I missed it. I said, I wish I had it in my school, but we had it in State basketball. We didn't have it in our basketball, but there it was like it was a lot of students into it. Man, it was fun, man. I really
I
enjoyed that
hear
environment
that.
last night.
I hear that. Well, you're a fan of the sport if you're going to all kinds of games. I appreciate that about you. It's why your information is so good. You ain't just watching the SEC or the ACC. You watch it from the grassroots. I see you in the AAU events to the HBCUs all the way up to the Power Five. So keep it up.
No doubt, my brother. Well, look, man, good having the shows always keep winning. I hope to talk to you in March, man, after you win that Caesar State tournament, my brother.
Hey man, cross your fingers for us, man. We're gonna keep grinding and pray for help.
No doubt, brother. I'll see you soon, my good brother.
Thank you so much. See you soon.